This video we shall solve five problems. We shall answer five questions, five MCQs from the sample question paper of 2023-24. So this is mathematics standard sample question paper by the CBSE. So let's see what the questions are and how to answer them. Please subscribe to my channel. People are watching the video, but unfortunately they are not subscribing. Please do subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you like the explanation, please do give a like. So let's import the image and let's see what the question is. So we'll see the first question. So you can see there, if two positive integers a and b are written as a is equal to x cube y square and b is equal to xy cube, where x y are prime numbers, then the result obtained by dividing the product of positive integers by the LCM of a and b is. So this question is from the first chapter, real numbers. Let's see how we can solve this. Here they say there are two positive integers named a and b, and we need to find out what is the result obtained by dividing the product of positive integers by the LCM. Whenever they talk about product of two integers and LCM of the two positive integers, we should be able to remember this formula. And what is that formula? We will see now. So that is LCM into HCF. LCM into HCF of two numbers is equal to product of the two numbers. LCM into HCF is equal to product of the two numbers. Now he says we need to tell what is the result obtained by dividing the product of the two numbers, that is a into b, by the LCM. So a into b by LCM. He is interested in the result obtained by dividing LCM, or by dividing the product of the two numbers, that is a and b, by the LCM. If you see a into b by LCM, just look at this. A into b by LCM will give us HCF. So indirectly he is asking what is the HCF of the two given numbers. What is the HCF of the two given numbers? Now let's see how we can tell the HCF of the two numbers. See here, the two positive integers are given as two algebraic expressions. They have not given any specific value of a and b. In such case, how do we decide the HCF? So HCF of a and b will be equal to, so the HCF will be equal to, now while finding the HCF, just remember the points which I'm going to say now. So first, identify the letter or the variable which has appeared in both a and b. So it is x. Also you can see that y has appeared in y, a and b. That means y is present in a as well as b. So I'll write xy. Now for highest common factor, HCF is the short form of highest common factor. For highest common factor, choose the lowest power. Highest common factor, choose the lowest power. Now if you look at the powers of x present in a and b, you will see that the two powers are 3 and 1. So the power of x in a is 3, the power of x is 1. We have to choose the lowest power. What is the lowest power between 3 and 1? It is 1. So x power 1. Now if you look at the powers of y in a and b, the power of y in a is 2 and the power of y in b is 3. So we have to choose the lowest power. What is the lowest of 2 and 3? Lowest of 2 and 3 is 2. So x power 1 can be written as x and y square. So what is the HCF of the two given positive integers? HCF of the two given positive integers is xy square. Now let's look at the option. Now let us look at the options and see whether we have xy square. As you can see, in option B we have xy square. So what is the correct option for the first question? Option B, which says xy square. Now let's look at the second question. The given linear polynomial f of x has two zeros, 1 0 and the 0 is 3, 1 0 and the 0 is 4, and no 0. It's a linear polynomial. A linear polynomial graphically is represented by a line, and that's what they have shown in the adjacent figure there, adjacent graph. Now he is asking linear polynomial has how many zeros. Remember, a linear polynomial has at most 1 0, maximum of 1 0. In option A it says 2 zeros, which is not at all a possibility. So now it can be 1 0 or it can be no 0, but here if you observe carefully, this line is intersecting the x-axis at it is intersecting the x-axis um, at the point 3 comma 0. Now how do you define 0 of a polynomial? A 0 of a polynomial is the value of the variable, generally it will be x, generally the value of x, at which the polynomial becomes 0. Now here the polynomial is represented by y, and we know that y is 0 on x-axis. The value of y is 0 on x-axis. So therefore the value of x at which y becomes 0 is the 0 of the given linear polynomial. As you can see, at 3 comma 0, and this 3 comma 0 can be written as x comma y. By comparison, we can say the value of x is 3 and the value of y is 0. So we are interested in the value of x here. So at x is equal to 3, the given polynomial y becomes 0. Therefore we can say that the given linear polynomial has only 1 0, and that 0 is x is equal to 3. X is equal to 3. So now which option will be the best option? As you can see, the best option will be option B. Option B. So let's mark option B. What is that? 1 0 and the 0 is 3. Option B is right. Now let's look at third question. It's a simple question. Let's see this. The given pair of linear equations is non-intersecting. Which of the statements is true? This is from the third chapter, called pair of linear equation in two variables. So pair of linear equations, that means there are two linear equations, and therefore there are two lines. You can observe the graph here, and the two lines are non-intersecting. In other words, they are parallel. So which of the following statements is true? For parallel lines, for parallel lines, remember, a1 by a2 will be equal to b1 by b2 is not equal to c1 by c2. Now what do a1, a2, b1, b2, c1, c2 represent? They represent the coefficients of x, y, and the constant terms respectively. Okay, so now let's look at the option which says a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is equal to c1 by c2, and that is present in option B. Therefore option B is the correct option. Here also option B is correct. It interestingly, first question, second question, third question have the same correct option, that is option B. Doesn't mean that the fourth question will also have option B as the correct option. Let's look at the question and then decide. So let me remove this. And what is the correct option for the third question? It is option B. Now write the nature of roots for the quadratic equation 9x square minus 6x minus 2. He is asking us to determine the nature of roots. So 9x square minus 6x minus 2 is the given quadratic equation. So it should be compared to ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. This is the general form or the standard form of quadratic equation. By comparison, you will be able to tell the value, we will be able to tell that a is equal to 9, b value is minus 6, and c value is minus 2. B value is minus 6 and c value is minus 2. Now how do we decide the nature of roots? How do you decide the nature of roots? Nature of roots can be determined by knowing the value of something called as b square minus 4ac. This is called as discriminant. It will help us to discriminate between the type of roots. So this is called as discriminant, and this discriminant will help us to know the nature of roots here. Now if you look at the value of b value is -6, so I'll substitute b as -6 here, but it needs to be squared, so -6 square minus 4a. What is the value of a is 9, and c value is how much? -2. So now -6 square, that is 36. Minus into minus will be plus. 4 nines are 36. 36 into 2, that will be 78. It will be 36 plus 72, 108. 108 is greater than 0. 108 is greater than 0. So if the discriminant, that is b square minus 4ac, is greater than 0, then the type of roots will be real and distinct roots. Real and different roots, or real and distinct roots. If, for your information, if b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, the type of roots will be real and equal, and if b square minus 4ac is less than 0, then the roots will not be real roots, they will be imaginary roots. Now here we have got the value of b square minus 4ac as 108, which is greater than 0. Therefore the roots, what type of roots will exist for the given quadratic equation? The type of roots that will exist for the given quadratic equation are real and distinct. Real and distinct. So now let us look at the option which says real and distinct. Now he says two distinct real roots. Why is he saying two? Look at the equation, it's a quadratic equation. The quadratic equation can have at most two roots, and both the roots will be two distinct real roots. So option C was correct for question 4. Option C is correct. Now let's look at the question 5 and then try to answer that. No. So the fourth question, anyways, option C is right. Now let us look at the fifth question. Two APs have the same common difference. The first one of these is -1 and the other is -8. Then the difference between their fourth terms is. Now there are two APs here. So let me call the first AP as AP1 and the second AP as AP2. The first term is -1. How do you obtain the second term? A second term is obtained by adding the common difference to the first term. So that's a D here. Now the next term again is obtained by adding common difference to the second term, that is -1 plus D plus D. It will be -1 plus 2D. Now next term, the fourth term, we are interested in the fourth term because they're asking us the difference between the fourth terms. So -1 plus 2D plus D, it will be -1 plus 3D. So this is the fourth term. This is the fourth term of the first AP. Now let's concentrate on second AP. It says the first term of the second AP is -8. You can see that the first term of one of these is -1 and that of the other, means the first term of the second AP is -8, he says. So first term is -8. How do you obtain the second term? By adding the common difference to the first term. And why am I writing D here? Why am I not using some other representation for D? Remember, they have told that the two APs have the same common difference. So that's why I'm taking D as the common difference of the second AP as well. So now how do we obtain the third term? Adding D to the second term, that is -8 plus D plus D, it will be -8 plus 2D. The fourth term can be obtained by adding D to the third term. So -8 plus 2D plus D, that will be -8 plus 3D. Now in the question they are interested in knowing the difference between their fourth terms. So what are the fourth terms? -1 plus 3D, then -8 plus 3D. So we have to subtract the fourth terms. Now should we subtract the fourth? How should we subtract? Should we first write the fourth term of the first AP, then write the fourth term of the second AP, or is it vice versa? Now if you see the question, now we'll understand why am I stressing so much on this. Should we subtract the fourth term of the second AP from the first term, or from the fourth term of the first AP, or should we subtract the fourth term of the first AP from the fourth term of the second AP? So you will understand it when we look at the options. But let's if subtract the fourth term of the second AP from the fourth term of the first AP. Now, why am I doing it? The reason is uh, that the difference between their four terms. So if you look at the way they have given the first term, -1 and -8, and we have taken -1 as the first term of the first AP and -8 as the first term of the second AP. So we shall subtract the fourth term of the second AP from the fourth term of the first AP. So to keep it simple, it is like this: -1 plus 3D minus -8 plus 3D minus 8 plus 3D. This is 8. Now let's simplify this. -1 plus 3D, minus into minus is plus 8, plus minus into plus will be minus, so it will be minus, that is 1. So now what happens? 3D minus 3D get cancelled each other, so -1 plus 8. What is -1 plus 8? -1 plus 8 will be 7. So what is the difference between the fourth terms of the given AP? It will be 7 or plus 7. Let's look at the options carefully and let's come to the conclusion as to which option is the correct option. Now if you look at the options carefully, in which option do we have plus 7? We have a plus 7 in option C. Plus 7 in option C. Now I told you why should we pay attention to which term minus which term we should do here. So if you do like the fourth term of the second AP minus fourth term of the first AP, you will get the answer as -7, and that is there in option B. So that will make you choose the wrong option. That's why it should be the fourth term of the first AP minus fourth term of the second AP. In this way, you will be able to get 7 as the difference between the four terms, and that is present in option C. So we have answered 5 MCQs. There are some more MCQs to be answered. We shall answer the remaining MCQs in some other video. So we have answered the first 5 MCQs of the sample question paper of mathematics standard paper for the academic year 2023-24. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Do not forget to subscribe, like and share. Thank you again.